After about a month off from men's gymnastics in the NCAA, we return to you here at historic Rec Hall for Penn State men's gymnastics versus the Springfield Pride. I'm Massimo Manfra, joined alongside Derek Schlagenoff. And Derek, I emphasize the time off from the NCAA, but competitions were still happening around the country and the world, one of them being Winter Cup.
That's right. Winter Cup is always a very big event for a lot of NCAA gymnasts, a lot of guys trying to make the national team, and it also serves as a really good midpoint for the NCAA season. Gives some of the guys who don't go a break, and gives the guys trying to make it another chance to compete on a big stage.
And you mentioned that break, but now it is over, and we will start here at Rec Hall with floor, and it will be the Nittany Lions first on floor. And we will begin with Braden Erickson.
That's right. He starts off with a nice double full, front full. Good landing.
Erickson has a season high this year of a 13-2 on floor.
And a beautiful 2.5. A little bit of a hop. Braden is a very talented twister. And a nice double front. Big step back. Now he's going to go into his non-acrobatic element.
Yeah, the sophomore from Oak Grove, Minnesota, the transfer from Greenville.
And a 1.5 punch lay for his second to last pass, I believe.
Just
gonna
a
gear up
minor
and
hop there.
Try and find the stick here. And a small step back, but a solid start-off hit for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, that was a beautiful last pass by Erickson. You mentioned that small step. It looked like he was going to stick it, but his momentum just needed that little baby step towards the back to just hold his momentum. A great start for the Nittany Lions, as now we'll look over to Springfield, and they will have Jakob Soderqvist to start off.
And Jakob is also a pretty tall, lanky gymnast. Expecting to see some nice twisting elements from him as well.
He's also a gymnast that can compete in the all-around. He won't do it today, but he is more than capable for it.
The double full down the side. And a big double front. 310 step hop forward, or hop forward. A 2.5, I think, supposed to be punch layout. Looks like he got caught up a little bit there on the second punch. Going into his non-acrobatic element, doing Russians, normally performed on the pommel horse, but in a nice V-sit.
Good strength from Soderqvist to keep that tight.
Heading down the side again. Double full and a stuck landing.
Yeah, he looks really good down the side.
And sounds like he's gearing up for his dismount. Double pike and a good landing. And also a good hit for them.
Just a minor hop on that double pike, but yet again, both these squads, as Braden Erickson's score comes in a 13-2, both of them with a very strong start to this meet. Now it'll be the captain for the Nittany Lions, Kasper Garnzarek.
Also known to many but as Jim Cappy. He is making his season debut on the floor exercise. Starts off with a full double front. Hop backwards, a little bit short on that landing.
Yeah, in practice, he also repeated a quite similar hop on that first pass.
And a huge 3.5. Very unique element. You don't see that every day. And a double full down the side and a stuck landing. And a fun sequence to get into his triple Russian on the floor.
Last season, he did compete floor exercise quite a bit for the Nittany Lions. His season high was against Illinois with a 13.15.
Heading down the side again. 2.5 punch layout. And only a small hop.
Fantastic force to get around on that punch layout.
It's a great routine so far. Heading in for the dismount. And a small hop back. A good routine, good apparatus debut this season.
And Garnzarek likes it. Yeah, you couldn't tell me that was his first time on floor this season, as Soderquist's score comes in at 12.650. Advantage through those first two to the Nittany Lions. As we will now go to Evan Reichert, the junior from Oswego, Illinois.
And he starts off with a tuck double-double and a stuck landing. Huge pass from Evan. And a beautiful 2.5 lay and another stuck landing.
Yeah, Reichert is one of the more consistent floor gymnasts, as that just a minor step for this Springfield squad. He has a season high this year of a 13.9 and a career high 2 years ago, of a 14 flat.
He's also going to do this V-sit element, the same as his teammate. And he looks like he came up a little short on that 1.5, but brought the second flip around.
Very accomplished on floor. He was a USAG, All-American last year, as well as a national qualifier.
Heading in for his final pass. Double pike and a small hop. A really good routine from Reichert.
Yeah, that's exactly what Springfield needed. And obviously, that's what you get by, a guy that consistent on floor for them. You saw those stuck landings. They were absolutely beautiful. As now we will head back to the Nittany Lions, and it will be Matt Underhill.
And Matt has been a stalwart competitor on the floor for the Nittany Lions this season.
At his season high of a 13.650. As Garnzarek's score comes in a 13.25.
He also starts with a double full down the side, big hop forward. And Matt is a very powerful gymnast, as you'll see from this double layout.
Impressive height on that double layout. You could just see him floating there.
And here we have a huge double pike and a good landing from Matt.
Really strong from Underhill to just stay compact there to keep his rotations. Another beautiful stick.
And he's very strong, and so he's going to do a straight planche on the ground here. Normally performed on the rings.
And you'll see his impressive planche on the rings in a little bit.
Heading down does the same 2.5 lay as we've seen from a lot of guys. Pretty good landing, a small hop. Gearing up for his last pass. And a decent landing. Good routine from Matt Underhill. And these Nittany Lions are now 3 for 3.
Yeah, they're really just going out and getting the job done quite consistently. Obviously, minor hops here and there, but Underhill is one of the most impressive gymnasts in the nation, and you could see why in that routine, as Evan Reichert's score came in for Springfield at a 12.950.
That's right, and the name of the game on floor is sticking. The more sticks you get, the less deduction. And a huge 3.5 down the side. Very impressive pass.
Yeah, that's Mike Dalton.
A 2.5 lay. Oh, and a triple full with a good landing, a small hop. Just looks like he didn't know where the ground was quite yet.
Yeah, Dalton really strong with his rotations.
Very, very good twister. Oh, and a fun little 1.5 to his stomach. Recently upgraded in the code of points.
His season and career high on floor is a 13-0. Just a sophomore, Dalton.
A double pike.
Just
big
that
step
right
back,
foot back.
But another good routine for Springfield as they are also 3 for 3. Matt Underhill's score coming in with a 13-6.
Yeah, and you can see why. He had a really nice routine as we see the replay from Dalton on that double pike. You saw that step back. That'll cost him a little bit, but just a really strong routine from Dalton and really good rotations.
And now we've got freshman Sean Smith, 2-time Big Ten Freshman of the Week.
Yeah, 2 of the first 3 weeks of the season, and you'd think that he has cooled down because he hasn't won another one, but no, Sean Smith has been extremely impressive this season. His season high on floor is a 13-3, and he has been absolutely nailing his passes in practice.
And he starts with a huge full twisting double layout. Heading down front, full double front, and he finds the landing there too. Sean is also a very powerful tumbler, as you can see. A double full down the side and a stuck landing.
And Smith, another.
Oh, a double full to his stomach.
Smith in warm-ups was using that exact same energy, just trying to repeat what he did, really.
A 2.5 lay, small hop forward. This is a beautiful routine. I know he wants to stick on the dismount bad.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, and a little too much power, but he stays on his feet.
And impressive from Smith there to stay on his feet. He just bounced right up off of that floor and just caught with one foot and stayed there. But a very, very strong routine for Sean Smith. Just that minor error on the dismount as Mike Dalton's score for Springfield came in at a 12-6, putting them through 3 up to a 38-2.
Now we've got Will Wilson up on floor to finish the Springfield Pride's rotation.
One of the few seniors on this team, Will Wilson, the senior from Montgomery, Alabama.
Double front down the side, a good landing.
A really strong scorer. You see why he's the anchor for the Springfield squad.
And a huge tuck double-double. And he is moving through these passes right now. Double full, good landing. Oh, a fun little bounce there.
Now we'll look to go down the side because you cannot do more than 2 back-to-back diagonals.
And it's a 2.5 and a stuck landing. Oh, and he is having fun with this routine right now. Beautiful flare work.
Yeah, the first bit of flare work we have seen on the floor so far.
The front full layout. One small hop.
Now for his dismount, Wilson.
And a big hop back, but a good routine as they also hit all of their floor routines.
Yeah, Wilson, that was a powerful and I would say happy routine from
Yeah,
him.
it was very energetic. Moved through it real fast. Some fun transitions.
Sean Smith's score comes in at a 13-5, and that will do it for the team scores for Penn State. Waiting on Will Wilson for Springfield, but Axeli Carcicas will be doing the all-round, so he will go 5th and final for the Nittany Lions.
And Axeli is also a very fun competitor on the floor. A front full double front, good landing.
Was originally slated to be in the team lineup for the Nittany Lions. They move him just to the all-rounds.
And he comes up a little short on a double layout.
Yeah, just couldn't fully rotate there.
he finds the landing on a 2.5.
Oxelli is good to gain back a bit of his momentum.
He's also very strong, so he's going to do a planche and then press all the way up to handstand. Very unique, non-acrobatic element on floor from Oxelli.
Very impressive. For most gymnasts, it's difficult enough to just do the straight planche on floor, let alone planche into handstand.
Oh, and he comes up a little short on that. I believe that was supposed to be a layout. Oxelli is fighting through this routine, and he comes up a little short on the dismount as well.
As he receives an ovation.
And a wave to the crowd.
Fought through that routine, through every pass.
Oxelli is a fighter.
I'm sure not glad with it, but he did really good to just go through that routine, trying to gain momentum through that. As we still await the score from Will Wilson. But the score for Penn State through that first rotation will be a 53-550. And Will Wilson's score comes in a 13-2. That 13-2 will put them right up close to the Nittany Lions. They'll have around a 51-4, I believe that is.
Yep. Pending any inquiries. And Oxelli's score comes in as an 11-2.
Yeah, I'm sure not what Oxelli Karsikas wanted from that routine, but considering how much fighting he had to do for each pass, each element, it's a quite impressive score.
Yeah.
When things just went a little bit awry for Karsikas. Now we will move things over to the pommel horse for the second rotation.
That's right, where Springfield will be the first team to start.
And that will be Jakob Soderquist for Springfield to head first. For Springfield, it will be Soderquist, Reichert, Felsenstein, and Kramer on pommel. For the Nittany Lions, it will be Alessio Garnzarek, Malik Perez, and obviously Oxelli Karsikas will go fifth in the all-round spot.
Now heading into horse, the name of the game on horse is staying on it. Just staying on the horse and not falling. It's the beam of men's gymnastics.
And we have a special guest for pommel horse, as if you will eventually see in the background. Olympic medalist Steven Nedorozic is in attendance here, obviously known for his impressive pommel horse display. Yep. As you see him right there with Penn State's assistant coach. So if that affects your nerves,
oh yeah,
don't look over too.
I'm sure having a pommel horse great in the right next to you can definitely get in your head when you're up there.
As Penn State's coaches are absolutely flocking Steven. We see Randy Jepson also over there.
That's right. Steve has left a very big legacy of pommel horse at Penn State. And it was there before him as well, tracking all the way back to Mark Sohn.
And this Penn State team, they are third in the nation at pommel. They average a 52.68 on pommel horse. Their season high, a 54.15. So they can definitely rack things up.
That's right. And if I know the Nittany Lions, they're going to want to show Steve what they got.
And it is worth it to mention that 53.550 for the Nittany Lions will serve as their new high on the season for floor. An impressive group of Erickson, Garnzarek, Underhill, and Smith combined for a season high for the Nittany Lions. And really, it was just consistent through and through. Obviously, the only deductions from them were really just those minor hops that they had.
Yeah, we didn't have any falls in either of the lineups. And we also had a score change, I believe. Evan Reichert's score has been changed to a 13.15.
Yeah, that will put them up to a 51.6, them being the Springfield Pride. As now we'll look to get things underway, as I mentioned before, it will be Jakob Soderquist first for Springfield, and it'll be Bobby Alessio for the Nittany Lions. As the judges reshuffle their paperwork to get things underway. And Soderquist.
That's right, it looks like we're about ready to start. Soderquist going up towards the horse.
He'll salute and look to get things started in rotation 2.
As I mentioned earlier, he's a little bit tall for a gymnast, and that gives you a really nice swing on the pommel horse. So he's going to start off with a scissor and a D flop down. Oh, and he hits, and he comes off the horse, unfortunately.
And he'll just use his time to rechalk, clear his mind, and I would presume this early in the routine, he'll just look to restart and re-go through that element.
When you fall early in a horse set, all you can think about is getting through the rest of it. It's very demoralizing to fall on pommel horse early, but let's see what he can do. And a Tong Fei traveling down a half Russian. And Magyar. And Savato back down. Gearing up for the dismount. And a little bit of strength, but gets it up. And a good finish from Soderquist.
Yeah, after that first mistake to really start things off, Soderquist comes back on the pommel and really just fights through it, looking to get Springfield started strong. As you see the replay there, just really nice rotations and travels from Soderquist once he got back on the pommel horse.
Very tall swing. As you can see, he's got long arms, so it keeps him really elevated.
Yeah, and purely from the aesthetic perspective, those taller pommel horse gymnasts, it's just really impressive to watch.
That's right. Next up, we got Bobby Alessio on the horse. Also a bit of a social media sensation. He's going to start off with a C-scissor down. Step up for a Russian D-flop, a little bit of leg bend. And then he goes into his flaring elements, and he has some beautiful flares. He's going to do some spindle work. And a big flare travel down the side. And he is working through this. It's the dismount left. And he goes right up. What a good routine from Bobby Alessio.
As Steven
he is happy with it.
And so does this Penn State bench. Alessio, whose season and career high on pommel was a 12.850. He's going to rival that for this routine as he comes over right to Steven Nedorozic.
Of course.
Jakob Soderquist's score comes in at an 11-3, an impressive score after fighting back from that first fall off the pommel horse. But Alessio just really strong flare work. Like, just look at the strength at Bobby Alessio on this replay. It's just really impressive and could be his new career high.
Yeah, it very well could be. Next up, we have...
That'll be Evan Reichert for Springfield. We saw him on floor just a moment ago, an impressive floor gymnast. He is a very consistent pommel horse.
And Alessio's score comes in at a 13.25.
And that will be his new career high by a strong margin.
His record starts off with a scissor and a Stockley down. Going into a flop element, the Russian flop we've seen from every other gymnast as well. And a Tong Fei down the side. And Magyar, Savato back. Similar routine to Soderquist. And he kicks his leg right up. A good routine from Reichert. And he is happy about that.
And I think Springfield might be more happy about that. That was absolutely electrifying for the entire team. You heard it just ramping up through each piece of the routine that came together, and just a really solid routine from Evan Reichert. As you look in the background there, you can see this team just fighting for their guy.
That's right. From a team perspective, following a fall, you really want to have a good hit. You want to end that train as soon as it starts. And Reichert did just that.
And I will say, I did see in the background there, Steven Nedorozic was quite impressed with that Reichard routine. He was having to control himself in the back.
And next up we got Jim Cappy, or Casper, going again. He is also a very tall gymnast. He's going to start with the C scissor. Step up for his flop sequence. As you can see, he's keeping his hips really elevated. Very nice swing. Oh, and a little bit of a hiccup. Stays on, keeps it nice. A Roth, Russian travel, followed by a Tong Fei. And he's going to Magyar Salvato, much like a lot of the other gymnasts have. Going for the dismount, and he goes right up. Does not pirouette, but a really good hit from Cappy.
Yeah, a really strong routine. Obviously, he has got a high score in him. He, last year at Nationals, posted a 13.766 on pommel horse. So he's not been able to quite find his form on the pommel horse this season, except against Army, he had a 13.7, but the consistency hasn't quite been there. That right there is exactly what Garnzarek is looking for moving forward.
That's right. Each hit just keeps building confidence on horse, so you love to see it.
As Reichard's score came in a 13.150, exactly what Springfield needed after Soderquist's fall to start things off for the Pride.
Next we got I believe a PA native, Devin Felstein.
You'd be correct. He is from Bluebell, so, just roughly 15 to 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia.
And he starts off with a McCulloch, actually, a D scissor. A beautiful flop from him. He is swinging this very elevated. He's got a beautiful circle.
Yeah, Felsenstein using that momentum.
Oh, and he swings right up. What a good routine, and Springfield is very excited about that one. He does a little bit of a celebration as well.
And no, Felsenstein really just kept his momentum going through each and every element of that pommel horse routine, as Garnzarek's score comes in a 13.6, exactly what the Nittany Lions were looking for.
That's right, like you said, finding that consistency is so important, and Casper did just that, as Devin also should have a very nice score from that routine. Next up, we got the freshman from Australia, Ridham Malik.
Ridham Malik had a season high at the Sam McCulloch Invitational, a 13.8.
Starts off with a scissor hop and a flop sequence. A Russian E flop back into the middle. And he's going to do a Stockley E flop as well. Tong Fei, that Magyar Salvato element.
Starting to use that momentum just like Felsenstein.
And he is swinging. Can he get the dismount up? And it flies right up. And the crowd is happy about that one.
And I mentioned Felsenstein, and oh my goodness, Felsenstein a 14.350 on pommel horse. A really impressive score. He was tied 8th best for pommel horse in the nation. That will be his new season and career high by 50 thousandths.
And very, very deserving. That was a beautiful routine from him. And now we have Peyton Kramer. He is an All-American on the pommel horse, and he is absolutely phenomenal on this event. He starts off with a C scissor into the middle. And he's going to do a Sohn named after Penn State gymnast Mark Sohn, followed by a Russian E flop as well. A little bit of leg split, but as you can see, he keeps his hips very elevated on the pommel horse. A Tong Fei, followed by a Wu. First time we've seen that today. He ends with the dismount and does 3 just for fun. What a good routine from Peyton Kramer, and he is very happy about that one.
Peyton Kramer, a guy that these Nittany Lion coaches are eyeing because he will be headed to Happy Valley for next season. He has already signed his national letter of intent to enroll in grad school here.
So he will be competing for the Nittany Lions in the next season.
But the score of Felsenstein, that tied 8th best score on pommel horse this season, scratch that and make it now tied 6th in the nation.
And Ridham's score comes in with a 14.05, another huge score. These two teams are going back-to-back with really good routines on horse right now.
This back half of pommel horse has been everything that you would want, especially in the eyes of Steven Nedorozic.
And Ricky Perez starts off with a McCulloch. And he's working through this, and he is going to do the sewn element. I believe he touched his hand. I'm not sure if he will get credit for that. He is fighting through this. D-flop down to the side. And he is still working.
He had a 13-9 on pommel horse against Illinois.
Magyar Savato. And he's fighting through. But he makes it through the routine. What a fight from Ricky Perez.
Yeah, really fighting through that. Not going to exactly be quite that 13-9 from Illinois that resulted in him getting Big Ten Freshman of the Week right after that meet on February 3rd. But just a really strong showing from the Nittany Lions on pommel, highlighted by that Ridham Malik 14.05. As
That's
Peyton
right.
Kramer's score comes in a 14-1. So 2 14 pluses for the Springfield Pride.
Yeah, that's
just an impressive showing.
It's a very good rotation from Springfield right there. Started off with a fall, but they brought it back really strong.
As the Nittany Lions will be scratching the all-around performance from Akseli Karsikas after that floor routine, and we will move right on to the third rotations. That will be the steel rings. But Route 2 rotations, what an impressive performance as we await the score of Ricky Perez. Springfield will finish with a 104.5. The Nittany Lions and Ricky Perez's score comes in a 12.750. That will boost them up to an 107.2 as we will take a step away from Rec Hall. 2 rotations in, a slight advantage for the Nittany Lions as we will move to our third rotation right here on Big Ten Plus. 2 rotations in from Rec Hall. The Nittany Lions with a minor advantage, and you see the scores right here. The Nittany Lions posted a season high of a 53.550 on floor in the first rotation. They back it up with a 53.650 on the pommel horse. Springfield, on the other hand, a 51.6 on floor and a 52.9 on pommel horse, keeping themselves in it, but the Nittany Lions just keeping them at arm's length here.
That's right, and we've had very good competition so far, very few falls. Both teams really giving it their all and their best right now.
Yeah, I know, and these squads really just, even when they're fighting through their routine, they're just getting around and getting things done. And that's the necessary aspect of this meet. You just have to work through it. As we will start this third rotation, it will be on the steel rings. It'll be the Nittany Lions first, and that will be the freshman, Sean Smith. For the Nittany Lions, it'll be Smith, Kellen Ryan, Akseli Karsikas, as well as Matthew Underhill, the anchor.
And the Springfield lineup, we will have Will Wilson, Brian Delph, Gustavin Seuss, and Blaise Rousseau.
And the Nittany Lions are actually the best on steel rings. They are number 2 team in the nation. They average a 53.110. And their season high this season, a 54.4. Just an impressive score. Second in the nation and really can rival any team. That only puts them behind Stanford, both in high as well as average.
That's right, and I mentioned that Penn State has a very rich history of pommel horse, but they are also known for having a lot of strong ring guys.
Meanwhile, on the other hand, the Springfield Pride, they're number 10 in the nation. They average a 50.26, and their season high is a 52.3. So this is an apparatus where the Nittany Lions look to just expand the gap. Their average being higher than Springfield's high this season provides every bit of advantage for the Nittany Lions.
That's right. They will do a lot of big strength moves that should create a bigger gap in this meet.
And I think what the Nittany Lions do so well is, you mentioned strength elements, but they're so strong that those strength elements are really just pretty.
That's right. They hold them, and they hold them well.
Like, it really is artistic for the Nittany Lions.
Rings being a little bit of a harder event to fall off of. Every little detail matters.
And as you mentioned, that it being a harder one to fall off of also gives a really hard look at dismounts. If you nail your dismount, then that routine is an extremely good one.
Yeah, that's just the cherry on top.
As we see Landon Simpson, he was the Nittany Lions representative at the Winter Cup in Louisville just a week ago. And he placed 15th in the all-round, a really impressive showing from Landon Simpson. Those are his 4 top scores.
That's right. Qualified from the West Point Open and then had a good showing at Winter Cup. And it looks like we will have a change in the lineup, and Landon Simpson will be going first for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that will shake out. Obviously, it was supposed to be Smith. It seems as though Axel Karsikas, after his floor routine, will be scratched from not only the all-around, but at least from steel rings. So Simpson will lead off, Smith after him, Ryan, and then Underhill continues to be the anchor.
Pressing up to a handstand. He's going to do a front giant. Locks back in. A little bit shaky. His back giant locks in. And a big double-double and a stuck dismount.
A beautiful
That's what you want to see. Landon's not the strongest on rings, but he did everything really clean, and that's what you want.
Yeah, Landon Simpson, an all-around contender, not necessarily known for his rings. He had a 11-9 at the Winter Cup. That will serve as his season and career high. But he works through it there and puts a nice routine on the board to lead off for the Nittany Lions. And now over to Springfield, it will be Will Wilson to lead off for the Pride.
As he does a back upright straight planche here and a good hold. Swings down into an L. Presses right back into a straight planche. And a nice giant from Wilson here. So far, a very clean routine. He gears up for the dismount, double-double as well. And he finds the landing too, and he is happy about that one.
Honestly, a mirror image of that double-double by Landon Simpson. It's, as I mentioned his name, his score comes in at a 12.550.
Which will be a new career high for Landon Simpson.
Yes, it will. And he just keeps his momentum flowing, Landon Simpson. A Winter Cup, at the Winter Cup, he looked great. Finished tied 8th on vault and was also 15th in the all-round. He has done extraordinarily for the Nittany Lions. He was in the all-round back at the West Point Open, and that score that he got of a 78.550 would have made him a borderline All-American last year in the all-round, as he just continues to build his momentum.
And now we got Sean Smith on the rings, making his season debut on the apparatus. There's a front uprise to L and a lower cross. The iron cross staple in men's gymnastics there. And he goes into the Yamawaki sequence, swings right up into handstand. And a back giant, right back in. And he does a double-double as well, and a small step forward. But a good rings debut for Sean Smith.
I know you couldn't believe that that was his season debut, and obviously as a freshman, a career debut on rings. He looked really comfortable there as Will Wilson's score matches Landon Simpson, a 12.550. As I received word from head coach Randy Jepson that Axeli Karsikas will be scratched from the lineup. He was dealing with a sickness this entire week, and through that floor routine, he will be scratched from the lineup.
Yeah, that will affect a few other lineups, but I'm sure the Nittany Lions have enough depth on these events. As we see Delph starting off on rings. And he does a back uprise Maltese and a good hold there. Straight into a cross.
Delph, the freshman from British Columbia, Canada, his season and career high on the rings is a 13.250.
And here's a half-half, a little bit short, takes a few steps. But a good hit from Delph there.
Now, I find it kind of interesting that Elsa didn't press handstand right into that half-half.
Yeah, a little bit of an unconventional construction. As next we have grad student Kellen Ryan for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, Kellen Ryan, one of my favorite stories in the nation about this in men's gymnastics. He came from Minnesota. They disbanded their D1 team just like a solid few teams have done over the past 10, 20, 30 years even. And he comes right from that club team into the Nittany Lion lineup and has performed greatly.
That's right. He came right in, fit right in, and filled lineups where he needed to, no matter the event.
And you know, that's one of Kellen Ryan's strengths is he's just really maneuverable. He does what is necessary and does it well. His Division I career high on the rings is a 13.250. As Sean Smith's score comes in a 12.7.
He starts with a back uprise cross, locks right in and holds it. He's going to go kip L. Good hold on this as well, and he's going to lower back into a cross. Very strong in that position, as you can see. And he is making sure that these judges do not get him for a short hold. Taking his time, showing off his strength. Swings up to handstand.
Yeah, and he seems extremely comfortable in those strength holds.
Swings through, and a double-double stuck.
Just a beautiful routine, as a little bit of flaunting from Kellen Ryan. And we mentioned he does what needs to be done, and that is exactly what the Nittany Lions ordered, especially with the shakeup in the lineup, putting things a little bit off balance, but this team just responds greatly. As Brian Delph's score came in, that was a 12-3 routine for Springfield.
As we see Seuss gearing up to go.
Seuss, some impressive blocks on him. As he'll look to post a strong score for Springfield to narrow things right back into arm's reach.
That's right. He's going to go Azarian cross, roll backwards into the cross. And swings right back up to him in a back uprise cross. He is also very strong in that position. Taking his time. Yamawaki sequence, back up rise to L-sit. Very nicely done. So you can see these rings guys, they iron out every little detail they need to minimize the deductions.
Yeah, really just a strong group of ring workers.
Beautiful giant from Seuss. And a tuck half-half, but a stuck landing.
That was a beautiful landing. He just floated through his flips and rotations and just planted himself onto the mat as Kellen Ryan's score comes in a 12.9 for the Nittany Lions. Getting closer and closer into breaking right up into the 13s.
That's right, and next up is Matt Underhill.
If there was a guy to do it.
He is one to watch on this event.
Matt Underhill still holding the nation's high on rings. He posted a 14-7 at the Sam McCulloch Invitational.
That's right, and he is an All-American on this event.
Not only an All-American, he's a multiple-time All-American on rings. The senior from Wisconsin just knows how to work through rings. He's just hyper comfortable.
Uprise Maltese, lowers into cross. Very impressive strength skills. Piked Yamawaki right up to handstand. Very little movement, that's what you want to see. He's going to slow it down and uprise into straight planche. And he is flat as a table there. And a little bit of struggle in the handstand, but fights through it.
Now he's sizing up for his double-double.
And a small hop.
But just a really strong routine from Matt Underhill, and you know he has it in him. He is one of the nation's best for a reason. Not exactly ecstatic with that minor hop. You see that little look of chagrin on his face, but a very strong routine for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, as you can tell, he's a perfectionist, and those little things will haunt him, but he is a very good competitor. Loves the competition, as we'll see him on vault, I believe, too.
Yes, we will. He'll be the anchor on vault as well. As now we look to Springfield's anchor, and that will be Blaise Rousseau.
He's going to swing into a back upright straight planche and a good hold, lower into Maltese. In a good position, straight into the cross, wow.
Rousseau, a very strong ring worker. He's a season and career high of 13.850. The junior from Brecksville, Ohio.
Going into both Yamawaki sequence, right up into handstand. And let's see if he can find that dismount and a good landing, and he is going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, really impressive. Just that right foot with a step there on that landing. But Blaise Rousseau, exactly what Springfield wants from their anchor.
That's right, and Matthew Underhill's score comes in with a 13-7.
That will bring the Nittany Lions' final total up to a 51.850. Obviously not exactly the standard that the Nittany Lions are used to. Significantly below their average of a 53.110. But with that said, exactly what they need to just stay ahead of the Springfield Pride. As Rousseau's score comes in a 13.550, that'll bring them up to a 51.250. The Nittany Lions still expand the gap by 0.6.
Very close rings battle, though.
Precisely, as the overall score will be just about a 3.7 score difference. As now this fourth rotation of vault looks to really be the contested one, as the Nittany Lions, 7th in the nation at vault. You see the competition order right there: Erickson, Smith, Simpson, and Underhill for the Nittany Lions. They put up an average of a 54.570 on vault. their season high of 55.3. Springfield, though, they are just behind them. They rank 11th in the nation. They average a 53.740. You see the order. It'll be Mike Dalton, Owen Carney, Caleb Palacio, who is a absolute brilliant competitor on vault, and then the anchor, Evan Reichert, who we have seen plenty so far. As I was saying, their average of 53.740 puts them 11th in the nation. Their high, though, also breaks into the 55s. So these teams really could bring much to the contest here on vault.
That's right, and Springfield will start off this event, I believe.
You would be correct. It will be Mike Dalton to start things off on vault. Really looking for good extension on the table as the judges organize themselves.
And the name of the game on this one is the landing as well. Finding the landing on the vault, as it's just one skill, can be very important and makes a huge difference.
I agree. Though an underrated aspect, which I think many viewers do truly overlook, is that extension off the table into that second flight.
That's right. The pre-flight as well. You want to see legs together as he goes for it. And a double full and a few steps back, but a good vault.
And really strong through flight. He was a little bit off center already as soon as he extended off of the vault table, but with those few steps, a few minor deductions for Dalton, but a good start for Springfield. As now it'll be Braden Erickson for the Nittany Lions. Erickson, a season high of a 13.750 on vault. He is really strong on this event.
And a good landing on his 2.5 there.
And you saw the strength just then. Really not much to nitpick for by Braden Erickson. He just left not much on the table.
Happy about that one, as you see in the replay.
A really strong twist. His head was a little bit less turned around than his body, but his body got the rotations around, and that is what is necessary for the Nittany Lions. Owen Carney now one of the captains on this Springfield squad.
And he's going to do a double full as well with just one hop backward, and Braden Erickson's score comes in with a 13.9.
Yeah, really strong. Mike Dalton on the leadoff for Springfield was a 13.4. So a really strong performance from Erickson. Carney, though, his season high is a 13.6. Back in 2023 at the NCAA qualifiers, he posted a 14.466. So Carney, all the talent on vault. We'll await his score as it comes in a 13.6. That'll match his season high, and here goes Sean Smith, the freshman from Lexington, Kentucky.
And a beautiful 2.5, but a big step forward.
Yeah, a rather large step will cost Smith, but great rotation and fantastic extension off of the vault table. Really good pre-flight. Yeah, that power from the springboard by Sean Smith really gave him all of the height and power that he needed for that vault. As now it'll be Caleb Palacio. He was Springfield's representative at the Winter Cup, the only Springfield Pride to be named to Winter Cup. He did not have an opportunity to compete, though, but his strength really is in this element. He is a vault master. He has posted a 14.5 this season on vault, and if there was a time to replicate it, here would be the time.
Ooh. He comes a little short on the landing. believe he stayed on his feet all the way.
He will probably earn himself a deduction for his hips being under his knees there.
That's
as
true.
you saw that big hop backwards. He was able to stay up, but not exactly what the Pride were looking for from the man who is tied 5th best vault in the nation with Nebraska's Luke James.
That's right, and Sean Smith's score comes in with a 14-2, and Caleb Palacios' score is in with a 13-4. Next up, junior captain Landon Simpson.
A really strong score by Sean Smith. That'll be his career high.
Very clean off the table and a good landing. I know he thought he had that stick, but he is still happy about that vault.
Both Winter Cup gymnasts come in, and Landon Simpson shows his class. Just a beautiful vault. You saw it right there, just that minor hop backwards, but great rotation from Landon Simpson. That comes in at a 14.150. Simpson and Smith, a duet. Second and third in the lineup to bring some real punch for the Nittany Lions.
And now we have Springfield's anchor, Evan Reichert, on the vault.
Reichert's career high of 14.4, excuse me.
And another double full from Springfield with a little bit of a step, but a very clean vault.
Yeah, his right leg came back quite far. Was able to keep things quite controlled though, as you see right there.
Very clean twister in the air.
Great rotation right on line. Just that leg having to take that step back for Reichert. As I was saying, his career high came back in 2024 with a 14.4. His season high, a 13.950. Not quite the class there as he receives a 13.450. And now all eyes on Matt Underhill, the anchor once more for this Nittany Lions squad. Underhill earned a 14.3 on vault earlier this year.
And he stays in bounds. A little bit of a step forward, but a beautiful vault from Underhill.
Yeah, strong from Underhill to stay in bounds there. That right leg, once again, just staying inside that far white line, avoiding that deduction.
And Springfield's vault score ends with a 53.85.
Meanwhile, Matt Underhill comes in 13.750, bringing the Nittany Lions up to an even 56. And that means they post themselves a new season high on vault as well. That brings up from 55.3 all the way to 56 flat. And really, they worked off the backs of Sean Smith as well as Landon Simpson and Braden Erickson and Matt Underhill just come through and really support those statistics as the Nittany Lions find their second season high off floor as well as vault now, and through 4 rotations, a nice advantage for the Nittany Lions as Springfield looks to keep things interesting as we move over to parallel bars on the 5th rotation. We will take a step away here from Rec Hall right here on Big Ten Plus. Through 4 rotations, the Penn State Nittany Lions have a more than 5-point advantage over the Springfield Pride. Now our eyes go to the parallel bars where the Nittany Lions will be back first and will lead off with Kasper Garnzarek. Meanwhile, right after pommel horse, we had Steven Nedorozic on floor to get honored here in Rec Hall.
And as you can see, he was just having the time of his life. Watching the video of him at the Olympics, and then he just loves hyping up the crowd.
And now Steven, obviously a ball of energy. You see his accolades there. He graduated back in 2020, a 2-time NCAA champion and a highly accomplished pommel horse star, as well as Dancing with the Stars star. Just an impressive dancer, pommel horse gymnast,
As we have
and Olympian,
Bobby Alessio starting off on the P-bars.
as that will be part of the changes due to Axeli Karsikas being scratched. Bobby Alessio will
Nice
move
peach
up.
hand. A giant and Moy to the middle there. And a Healy swung right up. Beautiful Diamidov. He's gearing up for a double front. And he finds the landing.
A really nice score from Alessio, obviously having to fill into the lineup unexpectedly because of Karsikas. But Alessio, really nice job. That serves as his first time on the parallel bars in college. Obviously, the redshirt sophomore dealing with injuries through his first 2 collegiate years comes here and puts a nice performance on the parallel bars, as now we will look over to the Canadian Brian Delph for Springfield.
Brian Delph starting off with a to pelt. Diamidov element similar to Bobby. He's gearing up for the dismount double front as well, and a small step backwards for Delph.
Yeah, that step back, it felt like a little bit more of like a stutter, but Delph just not exactly aware of where his feet landed, had to take that step back after a really nice routine for Springfield. As now it will be Casper Garnzarek. He was initially supposed to lead off for this Nittany Lions squad. Alessio instead goes first. Now Garnzarek, then Simpson, and Yuskovic, excuse me. Alessio's score comes in at a 12-7 for the Nittany Lions. The Nittany Lions are impressive at the parallel bars. They are 3rd in the nation. They average a 52.750. Springfield, on the other hand, it is far from their strongest event. They rank 13th in the nation, only averaging a 48.680.
That's right, as we have Casper starting his routine.
Garnzarek, a very impressive parallel bar gymnast. He was also active in international competition over the break at Cottbus in Germany. He placed 10th for parallel bars representing Poland.
As he overswings his Makuts a little bit and comes off the wrong side.
Not what.
Fortunate, he will have 30 seconds to remount the equipment.
Yeah, reapplying some honey as well as chalk. Garnzarek trying to just clear his mind a little bit. Obviously, a very accomplished parallel bar gymnast. Last year, or excuse me, in his career high of a 13.950 on the parallel bars.
That's right, as he does a Healy, swings right up. Beautiful giant. Diamidov and Stutz. Beautiful upper bar work from Cappy here. Gearing up for the dismount as well. And a little bit overdone.
Yeah, a little bit of an over rotation causing that fairly solid hop forward. Along with that earlier fall for Casper Garnzarek will cost him, but Brian Delph's score came in at a 12-6, so things continue to be close between these two squads. Just a 10th of advantage through the first 2 gymnasts as we await Garnzarek's score, and we look to Skylar Cook as he sets up the bars for his liking.
This will be his first routine of the meet.
Yeah, Skylar Cook, the sophomore from Texas. His season and career high on parallel bars comes at a 12.6. He represents them in both parallel bars as well as the high bar.
And Cook is going to start off with a straddle 1 1/4 flip to his upper arms. And then a giant on the end, swings down, and he's going to do the Tapelt element as well. And a double back dismount. And a small, oh, it looks like they're going to give him the stick.
Yeah, it was, if anything, very minimal, obviously.
Yeah, only his heels must have come up. And Casper's score comes in as a 12.25.
Obviously strong recovery from Garnzarek after that fall. Just that hop, forward to add on to the deductions, but really fighting through it was Casper Garnzarek.
That's right, and next up we have Landon Simpson.
As Cook's score gets evaluated, and Simpson sets up the bar as well as the springboard for his mounts.
And Simpson is very good at this event. Does very good upper arm and support skills. A little bit of a hometown hero too from State College.
Yeah, he grew up in Bellefonte, and the fact that he, really came up at Center Elite, which is quite literally a 9.5-minute drive from Rec Hall.
And a front uprise stutz. Oh. Fights a little bit. Front uprises to save. Healy down. He's going to do the Diam stutz elements not from his upper arms as well as a stutz to 1 bar. Beautifully done. Double front and a stuck landing.
That landing, you saw Simpson's.
Adding in an upgrade, and very happy to stuck the dismount at the end of that.
You saw Simpson there, just his lower leg muscles were really engaged to try and just plant down. And it looked like they wanted to take a little hop. Simpson did not allow it. As you see it right there, just a beautiful landing.
Digging his toes in for that.
As Skylar Cook's score came in at a 12.8, exactly what Springfield wanted there. Simpson's score will get evaluated as we will see. It'll be Blaise Rousseau looking to narrow the gap even further through those first 2 scores, obviously factoring in that Garnzarek fall. You have a slight advantage for Springfield as they look to narrow this fairly solid gap.
So we see Blaise mounting the P-bars. Down for a peach hand, straight into a back giant. And the Tapelt element we saw a few of his teammates do. He's also going to do a straddle 1 1/4. A lot of height there. And this is a beautiful routine so far. Looking for the landing. And a hop forward, but a really nice routine from Blaise Rousseau.
Yeah, there a little bit of an over-rotation on that dismount. Just so much force off of the parallel bars for Rousseau. But that will be a very solid score for Springfield as Simpson's score comes in at a 13.1 for the Nittany Lions. That'll be the highest score we've seen so far for either squad, as now we will look to the anchors for each team. Just re-chalking the parallel bars is Alek Juskovic for the Nittany Lions. On the parallel bars, he posted an impressive 13.8 way back at the West Point Open, which feels like almost a distant memory at this point of the season. Both of these squads were at the West Point Open. The Nittany Lions posted a 313 and a half, while Springfield just scraped over 300 with a 300.95. So these two teams, fairly intimate knowledge of each other, obviously competing against each other this season. Now in Rec Hall, they get even more close knowledge as they just continue to work.
As Blaise Rousseau's score comes in with a 13.1, and we see Alek Juskovic mounting the P-bars.
Yeah, that score matching Simpson's really gives Springfield a possibility to close the gap by a solid margin.
And he starts off with a peach half. And a Makoots, first time we've seen that today. Very tricky element. We have a Diam and a Stutz again as well. Great upper bar work from Alek. And a massive front uprise. Ooh. And he threw his double front a little far forward and looks like he hit the bar on the way down.
Yeah, you could see the bar shake for a little bit there. It seems that his foot perhaps caught the end of the bar as he looked to throw himself forward, and you see Randy Jepson right there trying to check things out. Alek just working things out, trying to just walk it off. Yeah, so just take a seat, await his score. It looked a little bit weird because there wasn't much of a reaction there.
Yeah.
He managed to stay up, but
I've not
you
seen
heard,
that very often.
Yeah, you could, as you see it
the
right here,
replay.
you heard the little audio of that
It looks like
left
he
bar.
caught something on the end of the bar, threw real far forward.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just the edge of his calf, perhaps, on that left bar as he tried to throw himself into that double front.
As we have Devin Felsenstein mounting the P-bars now as well.
Felsenstein had an impressive score on pommel earlier. Put himself up to the tied 6th best score in the nation on pommel horse.
Let's see if he can get it done for Springfield on the P-bars here. Beautiful Diamidov. Locks right into handstand. And a Stutz as well. A front uprise pirouette. And he's looking for the dismount, a double back, small hop back. Very clean routine from Devin.
Yeah, it was really succinct from the start to the end. Felsenstein just working through each individual element with a bunch of impetus.
And that will bring us to the end of the parallel bars rotation, with Penn State posting a 50.5 after Jasovic's 12.45.
Yeah, Jasovic, a fairly solid score considering he hit the bar on his dismount. That score, with the fall from Garnsreck and that interesting moment by Jasovic, that will be under their normal average, and awaiting the score of Felsenstein. It looks like Springfield will be able to close the gap a little bit with the Nittany Lions as Felsenstein's score comes in a 12.6. That means that they will narrow the gap by 0.6. And going through to the last rotation, the Nittany Lions hold the advantage, 265, as there will be a little movement as Alek Juskovic's score gets a boost of a 1/10, meaning that Springfield's score comes to a 260.8. The Nittany Lions able to continue the advantage, maintaining just around about a 5-point advantage as we look to the horizontal bar for this last rotation. It'll be Springfield first, meaning that Will Wilson will start things off in the closing rotation.
That's right, and he will be followed by Skylar Cook, Caleb Palacio, and Owen Carney on the Springfield side. And Penn State will have Kellen Ryan, Will Fleck, Casper Goncharik, and Landon Simpson filling in for Exceli Karsikas.
As you said, Simpson will file in and he will go third for the Nittany Lions. Meanwhile, Will Fleck will make his season debut, the senior from Fairfax, Virginia, just about a half an hour from Warrenton, Virginia, where I was born and raised, as he will look to get things started on his season. A very accomplished gymnast for the Nittany Lions. He is an all-around competitor, all of his high scores coming from his freshman year back in 2023. On the high bar, his his career high of a 13.450 will look to give the Nittany Lions a boost. As Will Wilson just into his head, clearing his thoughts for his final rotation. On high bar this season, he has a career high of 12.8. This season, a season high of 12.35.
And Wilson, very fun gymnast to watch. He's going to do a full twisting one-arm giant, Zuli Min. Gearing up for a release. And a nice lay Tkachev from Wilson. Followed by a straddle Tkachev as well. And a huge double twisting double layout from Wilson, and he is happy about that routine.
Yeah, that was a really, really strong, impressive, and frankly far dismount by Wilson. As you see right there, he covered distance, just giving him plenty of time to flip and twist around.
And he can work that high bar, as you can tell.
And you saw from his reaction, he knew exactly how clean that was. As now the graduate student, Kellen Ryan, looks to start things off about as emphatically as Will Wilson just did for the Springfield Pride.
That's right. Kellen Ryan is also a very fun gymnast to watch on the high bar. He starts off with a Yamawaki. Gearing up, he's going to do a Takamoto half, stoop in, half twist. Oh, and a little close on the Coleman. Swings out of it really nicely. Gearing up to do a Kovacs as well. Nice, right where he wants it to be.
Yeah, very strong from Ryan. We saw some Nittany Lions against Illinois have some issue with that Kovacs.
Gearing up for his dismount. And he's also going to do a double twisting double layout, a small hop.
As Wilson's score came in an 11.8 for Springfield. Really strong performance from Ryan through each element. Just impressive off-bar transitions, as well as that dismount, just really clean. As you mentioned, that minor hop, but overall a very nice routine on the high bar. As now we look to Springfield's Skylar Cook. As I mentioned earlier, Skylar Cook really important in this back half for Springfield. He performed on the parallel bars and now here on the high bar, his season and career high of a 13.2 will do numbers for Springfield here.
That's right, and he's going to start with a beautiful late Tkachev. Followed by a Coleman, a little bit close, but fights through it and stays on. Oh, and he overshoots the straddle Tkachev a little bit.
As he will take his time to just regroup his thoughts. Kellen Ryan's score comes in at a 12.550. Really strong for the Nittany Lions as they continue to widen the margin on Springfield. And I'm sure that fall from Cook will not help Springfield in their attempts to narrow things.
Yeah, but he will have 30 seconds to remount the high bar as well.
Yeah, that noise of Cook hitting the mat there on that fall, really powerful. Cook does his best to clear his mind and regroup as
Looks like he will choose not to repeat the element and gear up to finish his routine, the lay half-half, and a step forward.
Yeah, Cook a little bit exasperated from that routine, especially with the force from that fall. I'm sure that knocked a little bit of wind out of him.
Yeah, most likely. Having to get back up after that can definitely be difficult.
But as you see, that left foot forward on the step. Certainly not what Skylar Cook is capable of, as it will be Will Fleck, the native Virginian, looking to continue the momentum for the Nittany Lions.
That's right. And Will starts off with a Stalder Rabalco, very unique element. Does 1.5 twists after stooping in. And a nice straddle Tkachev as well. A full twisting spin hop. And he does the 1.5 twist as well.
Fleck showing just some real good extension.
Very unique routine. And a double-double. And a hop forward, but a great routine from Will Fleck.
As he shows some hearts to the crowd, and you can see what it means to him to be back in this lineup this season. Really strong routine. Just that large hop by Fleck on the dismount, but you could see through the extension on the straddle Tkachev, those twisting elements on the bar, Fleck really strong.
That's right, and Skylar Cook's score comes in as a 10.55.
And not what Cook or Springfield was looking for, but he battled through his routine and got a nice completion, a solid dismount from Cook to finish his day here.
And now we have Caleb Palacio. As we've mentioned before, a very powerful gymnast. So I'm expecting to see some high-flying stuff here.
On the high bar earlier this year, he scored a 13 flat for the Pride.
And a big late Tkachev from him. Followed by the straddle Tkachev. And he's going to do a lay double-double as well, and a hop backwards this time, a little bit overdone.
Yeah, but really strong from Palacio. That on-bar movement was a little bit mesmerizing. Just that hop backwards to cost him, as Fleck's score came in at a 12-2 for the Nittany Lions. A really strong start to the season for Will Fleck.
So we see the replay there. Just a small hop back. Very nice routine from Palacio there.
And now Landon Simpson. He has been a workhorse for these Nittany Lions.
That's right. As we've mentioned already, a great all-arounder. Can fill in pretty much anywhere and do a great job. Let's see what he's got for us on high bar. He's going to start off with the Takamoto half. And gear up for a Coleman. Massive Coleman. Right where he wants it.
Really strong height from Simpson there. An easy catch of the bar.
And a nice late Tkachev too. Straight into the straddle. Oh.
Just could not hold on and get his fingers around the bar on that straddle. Tkachev, a great connection who could have been, as Palacio's score comes in at a 12 flat. Simpson has been absolutely working after not competing on floor or pommel for the Nittany Lions. He has closed out with 4 straight rotations where he has been in the mix for the Nittany Lions.
That's right, and he's going to get it back up here and see what he can do to finish out this routine for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, we will see if he chooses to redo that element or if he looks to just close things out strong.
And it looks like he will redo it and does it beautifully this time. He's going to do the full twist as well, the quast. And a little bit of flying giant there. And a huge lay double-double.
That was a beautiful stick. You could see the plume of chalk come up, and Simpson didn't even stutter.
He saw that landing from way up there. Absolutely knew he had it.
Yeah, you could just see his eyes absolutely locked to exactly where on the mat he was going to land. And from there, it was just placing his feet down.
Yeah. That's one of the most satisfying things to watch when someone knows they've got the stick and then they put it down.
As now, to close out the meet for the Springfield Pride, Owen Carney.
And he has some beautiful release work on high bar. He does a Weiler, not often done skill.
Carney.
And a talk half right to handstand.
Just really beautiful.
Beautiful line on high bar. Gorgeous lay Tkachev there. And
now
a huge straddle Tkachev as well. Just the dismount left. Lay double-double.
A fairly sizable step forward for Carney, but those Tkachev combinations were beautiful.
Beautiful lines on that routine from Carney.
Really working for Carney, and Springfield closes their day strongly on the back of Owen Carney, as you see right there. As he sizes up for the dismount.
Yeah, just a little bit short there, but what a routine from Carney.
Carney with plenty of height on his each individual element, as you see Kasper Garnzarek sizing up to close the day out for the Nittany Lions now. As Carney's score gets evaluated, Garnzarek ready to get things going.
And Kasper, very fun to watch on this event as well. He's the senior captain for this Nittany Lion team and ready to take it home at this meet. Zuli Min again, full twisting one-arm giant. And a huge lay to Tkachev. And a Coleman right where he wants it. Perfect distance from the bar.
Garnzarek has had trouble putting things together on high bar this season.
Oh, and a nice tuck full.
A high of a 13.05, but he can possibly scrape the 14s on a great routine as he looks to build it right here.
Lay half-half, and a stuck dismount. Hands behind the back. And he is happy about that one.
Garnzarek absolutely electrified as he's pointing to his teammates.
What a finish for the Nittany Lions.
A jolt of electricity at the end here for the Nittany Lions. As Carney's score comes in, a 13.05. Garnzarek awaits his score. Springfield ends their day at a 308.2. And that will do it for the final rotation. We will await Kasper Garnzarek's score, but what a fantastic day of men's gymnastics here in Rec Hall. As you see the scores individually for Springfield, Will Wilson, 11.8, Skylar Cook, a 10.55, Caleb Palacio put up a 12 flat, and then Owen Carney closing things off as the anchor with the highest score, a 13.05, bringing them to a 47.4, and overall, that 308.2. Casper Garnzarek, though, a 13.6 for the Nittany Lions, shooting their score up to a 316.7 as they will beat the Springfield Pride. And you see the scores there, highlighting that Casper Garnzarek routine we just saw. It couldn't have been much cleaner.
Yeah, that's right. Beautiful releases from him and a stuck dismount. Not much more you can ask for there.
Now these Nittany Lions regroup, and we will have this post-match review of scores. The Nittany Lions come away with the win. You see the scores right here. 316.7 for the Nittany Lions, 308.2 for the Springfield Pride. The Nittany Lions raise their average on high bar, shooting up near 51 flat. Springfield, on the other hand, some troubles throughout the day, really clean fighting through the routine, really just strong to stay at it by the Pride, but the Nittany Lions did a fantastic job at keeping them at arm's length.
That's right, a great meet from both teams. Really fought through till the very end.
And the apparatus that is just easily highlightable from these scores, that pommel horse routine by both squads. Obviously a little bit ironic with Steven Nedorozic in attendance right in front of the scorer's table to our right.
Something about having him here, I'm sure, just had everybody want to show off their best on horse today.
I'm sure with a great in attendance, every little bit matters, especially on pommel horse. As you see each squad lined up at the edge of the floor, Steven Nedorozic looks with award in hand to provide.
Yeah, it looks like he will be giving away the Gene Whetstone Award today, given to the most outstanding athlete of the meet.
And with plenty of options in this hall, I'm really intrigued to see who they could give the award to. A lot of work was done today, impressive by both squads. As Steven Nedorozic gets his introduction on the edge of the mat there, holding the Gene Whetstone Award, excuse me.
And it's going to be given to Devin Felsenstein from Springfield College for that outstanding pommel horse performance.
And you could see the look of glee on Steven's face when he heard pommel horse. Really impressive job by Devin Felsenstein. The entire hall was taken aback by how clean that routine was.
That's right, and now we're going to go into the event winners. And Matt Underhill will win floor for the Nittany Lions.
An impressive score by Matt Underhill. Obviously known for his rings, but his floor was impressive.
And as we just mentioned, Devin Felsenstein winning the pommel horse.
With an award to take home with him.
And we have another victory on the rings for Matt Underhill.
And Sean Smith, one of the highlights of the day for the Nittany Lions. I had mentioned before to you how I thought that Sean Smith was going to have a fantastic day.
That's right.
And that 14-2 on vault really just exclaims that.
And
as we see a tie.
Have a tie on P-bars. And we have the senior captain, Casper, winning the high bar.
Closing off the meet strong, Casper Garnzarek. as a round of applause for the 308.2 for Springfield.
And the Nittany Lions take it away, as we mentioned.
Just a very impressive day for both squads. The Nittany Lions clean from end to end, as you see why. They scored 316.7. That will be not quite a season high, but certainly a nice boost to their season average, as their season average will raise from a 315.28. You see the handshakes between the Penn State men's gymnastics team as well as the Springfield squad. And we will be back. First, the Nittany Lions head on the road to Ann Arbor to face off against the Michigan Wolverines. But then later this season, the end cap for the Nittany Lions will be right here in Rec Hall against the Ohio State Buckeyes. We will have that call on Big Ten Plus right here. I hope you had a fun time and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. For Derek Schlagenoff and our impressive production team, I'm Massimo Manfra. For Big Ten Plus, have a great day.